Hi there. This is going to be a nice little morning practice that you can do actually any time of the day, but it's intended to start your day off in a little slower manner. We're not even going to come to standing, but it's a good opening up of your body, especially in the hips and your chest. So to start off with, I want to make sure that you have enough props available to you. You're going to need 2 blankets. I'm sitting on one, or beach towels if that works for you. Some sort of bolster or firm pillow, a couple blocks or something that you can use as blocks, like Clorox wipes bottles work, or a couple books, and something that you could use as a strap, which could be a tie or a ribbon or a piece of string, whatever you got laying around the house. So make sure you have all of that. And then you're going to grab one of your blankets and place it at one side of your mat where your head will rest. And then the second blanket is going to be folded into what I call a taquito. It's actually going to be rolled into a taquito. So open it up into a shape that looks similar to this, and then slowly roll it into that little taquito, forming a long tube with it. And then take that and place it down the center of your mat. And I like to take my second blanket and bring it right on top, and that's kind of where my neck space is going to go. From there, you'll lay down on your back with your spine aligned on that tube or on that taquito. Roll yourself back, adjust that top blanket so it fits into that curve of your neck. And then you get to decide. You can extend your legs out. I'm going to have my hands by my side with my palms facing up. If you're feeling pressure in your low back, then bend your knees and take them a little bit wide and let your knees knock together. Or if you want to get that additional hip opener, then bring the soles of your feet together. If this is a little strenuous in your hips, you're feeling too much of a tension there, you can grab your blocks and place them underneath your knees. So once you find your place to settle into, then bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your chest. And we're going to start to breathe a little bit of 2-part breath, starting by filling your belly up all the way to the top, and then fill up your lungs, and then press the air out of your lungs first, and then your belly. So breathing in from the bottom to the top, and exhaling out from the top to the bottom. Keep doing that a few more times, settling down the mind. When we focus on our breath, we calm down the nervous system. Inhale bottom to top. Exhale top to bottom. I brought some of my favorite crystals into our practice today, and I'll send the energy that they're sending to me out to you. I have selenite, which is one that brings clarity of mind, and it instills deep peace. It helps to align the spinal column, so I like that one. And then I brought in my amethyst, which is a protection stone that also brings in healing and cleansing. So both are good stones to have if you like to buy those crystals. Take 2 more patient breaths. And then draw your knees to your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Roll off the blanket. Push it off out from behind you. Rock a little bit from side to side across your pelvis. And then grab your bolster. Hopefully it's nearby, and bring it to your right side. I want you to stack both shin bones on top of it so that you're completely supported from your feet to your knees. Let your head rest on that blanket. I just folded mine in half. And then bring both hands on top of one another and touch your palms. With your arms straight, take your top arm and slide it across your chest. I'm going to have to adjust my blanket. Turn it into a full twist, looking to your left. If you get over here to your left and your left arm is not touching the ground, that second blanket can be placed underneath it, or you can add a block underneath it. Holding here for a twist to help release some of the toxins in our organs, wake up the spine. Take your gaze over to your left hand. Twisting is a natural way to detox the body. Few more breaths. Noticing where you're gripping or holding on, and see if you can release and relax those areas. Come back onto your back, bring your feet back to the floor. Move your bolster to the opposite side. Pull the knees to the chest, do that little rock. And then we'll try that on the other side. So this time you're going to stack your left leg and right leg on top of one another. Right hand's on top, left hand's on bottom. Slide your right arm across your chest and take that gaze over to the right hand. Just a few more breaths. Feels so good. To come out, bring your feet back to the floor. Turn yourself back onto your back. Take your knees wide and windshield wiper them from side to side a couple times. You might need to move that bolster out of your way. So my feet are the width of the mat. And then grab your strap. If you were like me and didn't bring it down by you when you lay down, that's okay. Bend both knees and bring the strap around the sole of your right foot, extending it towards the ceiling. Let your triceps come to the floor so that you can relax your shoulders. And then slide your left leg out to the edge of the mat. See how that feels. Draw your toes towards your nose. Breathe into the back of your leg. Two more patient breaths. And then reach up with your right hand. Grab both straps with that hand. Extend your left arm out to the side. I like mine with my palm facing down. You can also do cactus arms. And then let your foot drop over to the right. Once you get to where you're going, check to see that your left pelvis is still on the ground. And put a little soft bend in your right knee so that you can relax the inner thigh muscles and allow the inner thigh muscles to lengthen. Breathe into those tight places. And then bring your leg back to center. You're going to remove the strap and bend your left leg, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. You're in reclined figure 4 or reclined pigeon. You can stay here or gently press your right knee away with your right hand. If you want to intensify, then you'll reach up, grab underneath your left thigh and pull your knees to your chest. Flex both feet and bring your right elbow and push it into your right thigh. So you want to feel yourself doing that push-pull action. You're pushing out with your elbow, you're pulling in with your hands. To make this even a deeper opening in that right hip, roll slightly to the left side of your pelvis. And then add a little cow pose or pelvic tilt into your low back, where you bring that little low back curve, a little more emphasis. We do a lot of sitting, and sitting is what makes our hips tight. So taking time to get them opened is important. Releases a lot of that tension that we're feeling there. One more breath in and out. And then re-extend the left foot to the floor and the right foot to the ceiling. Point and flex as you lower it to the mat. Take a moment to just be. See how that right side feels compared to the left. And then we'll grab the strap and take it over the left sole of the foot. Once again, triceps to the floor, shoulders relaxed, toes towards nose, and then slide that right foot to the end of the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Try to snuggle your shoulders away from your ears. Reach up with your left hand, grab both straps, and then drop it over to the left. Same thing, keep your right hip down, soften the knee on the left, and let those inner thigh muscles relax. So the work should be in your forearm that's holding up the foot and in your hand, and not in the inner thigh. We want it to be releasing. Just 2 more breaths here. And then you'll slide that leg back up, remove the strap, bend your right knee, cross your left leg over, same options, keeping that ankle and crossing foot on the floor, giving it a little push with your left hand. That's option number 1. Number 2 is to reach under that thigh, squeeze it in. So you got that pulling in and that pushing out. Left elbow pushes out. Flex the feet to protect your knees. And then choose to stay where you're at or roll slightly over to your right and add that little curve to your low back. Kind of like cow pose. Feels so good. Three more breaths. And then we'll send that right foot to the floor, left foot up to the ceiling. Point and flex again as you lower it to the floor. Roll onto your favorite side. Find your way from fetal position into your comfortable seat. So I like to always have a prop underneath me. How we doing? I have a quote to share with you today. It's by Maria Shriver. She says, "Note to self, my words have impact. They can build someone up or tear them down. They can provide hope or create despair. Use them wisely. Use them to make someone's day, not to ruin it." Let's drop that chin to the chest and roll your head from one shoulder to the other really slow. Breathing in when you go one way and breathing out as you take it to the other side. And then if you're feeling up to it, take it into some full neck circles, alternating the circle direction each time you come through center. And as you come through center the next time, go ahead and lift your head up. Draw your shoulders up to your ears. Give them a couple rolls back. We're not going to even go forward because we do enough of that sitting at the computer. Hands to your heart. Let's form a little lotus flower. With your inhale breath, reach up. As you exhale, curl and round. Do that twice more. Inhale, kind of like cow pose. Exhale, round, kind of like cat. Last one. And then bring your arms into cactus. Take a big breath in, squeeze your shoulder blades. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to your left. One more to each side. Open up and twist. Open again and twist. And then come back into cactus. Lower your left hand to the floor. Reach your right arm up and over. Press those right sit bones down. Feel an opening on your whole left side body. Take it on over to the other side. Nice, full, long breaths in and out, pressing left sit bone towards the floor. And then bring your hands back to your heart. We're going to string that together. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, cactus arms. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side. Come back to center. Drop your left hand down. Reach your right arm over. Breathe in. Exhale to move. Inhale when you get here. And then hands back to your heart. Try that again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, cactus arms. Twisting to your right. Come back to center. Take it to the left. Back to cactus. Left hand to the floor. Right arm reaches up and over. Breathe in. And out. One more breath in. And then bring those hands back to the heart. Let's move on to all fours. I'm going to bring a blanket under my knees to pad it a little bit. I like it to be open to about that same size that we had for taquito roll. If you're on hardwood floors or something like that, it makes it nice. Grab 2 blocks, bring them to the top of your mat, have them on tall, and then move into your tabletop position. Spreading your fingers nice and wide. With your inhale breath, lift your heart, arch your spine. As you exhale, tuck your tail, round your spine. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Try 5 more of those. And then make your way into a neutral spine. Extend your right foot behind you. Tuck your toes under. Press your heel way back. Stretch your calf muscle. And then rock yourself forward. Lift up your right leg. Extend your left arm out. Hold there for 4 breaths. And then reach a little more and take another breath in as you exhale, elbow to knee. We got 4 of those to do. That's 1. Here's number 2. Last one. Re-extend back out. Keep your leg lifted, but lower your hand to the mat. Swing your foot over to the left. Look over your left shoulder. Send your hips to the right. Re-extend your foot back behind you and then step it through. Your blocks are right on either side of your ankle. Press into them. Wiggle that left foot back a little further. Sink deeply into that left side. Try to let your shoulders relax. Breathe in and breathe out. Maybe think of somebody in your life that you could send a little positive energy to, somebody that may be struggling. Bring their little face into your mind and send them some peace and calming. We're going to tuck your back toes under, lift your front toes up, walk yourself back. You can keep your blocks right where they're at, or you can drop them down a notch. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bend your elbows and lower your nose toward your knee. Let your chin drop towards your chest so you're taking any tension out of your neck. You bend your front knee, you're walking forward. You're going to have your blocks back at the top of the mat. And then this time, when you at the top of the mat, and then reach your arms up. So you're coming into a lowered lunge or Anjaneyasana. Take your hands to your heart in prayer pose. Twist your torso to the right. Lower your left hand down. Press your palms together and squeeze. So you can stay with that knee on the ground, or if you want to up your game, pick it up off the floor and take 3 more patient breaths. If it's lifted, go ahead and lower it. Hands to the block, swing that leg behind you, and then lower your hands back to the floor. We're going to take 2 hip circles in each direction on the right. Bring in some synovial fluid into that hip. And then lower your knee to the floor, shake your booty from side to side, and we'll do that same combination on the second side. Starting by sending your left foot behind you, tuck your toes, press your heel back. This is really good for that Achilles tendon, stretching it out nicely. Come forward, left leg lifts, right arm extends. We're holding for those 4 breaths. And then reach a little longer. Exhale to draw elbow to knee. That's 1, 3 more. Last one. Re-extend, hand to the floor, foot goes to the right side of the mat. You're going to look over at your right foot, send your hips to the left. Getting that nice curve on the left side body. And then bring that foot behind you and step it through. Lowered lunge, blocks on tall. Wiggle your right foot back, lower your knee to the mat, get sinky there. Maybe noticing if one side feels a little tighter than the other. That's typically true in most bodies. Draw your shoulders down and away from your ears. And then close your eyes and remind yourself again of that person that you're sending some good energy to. Tuck your back toes, lift your front toes, walk yourself back. You can drop those blocks down a notch if you like. Long spine, elbows bend, nose goes towards knee. Drop your head down, release the neck. Rebend your front knee, take yourself forward again. Lift both arms up. Hands to the heart, we're twisting to the left. Right elbow to the thigh. Press those palms together, stack your shoulders. And then opportunity to tuck those back toes under and lift your right knee off the floor. You're fine where you're at though. You don't need to lift it off if you don't feel like it. Let the knee come back to the ground. If it's lifted, take your hands to the blocks. Left leg comes behind you. Both hands back to the mat, and those 2 hip circles in each direction on the left. And then take your knees wide, bring your toes together, sit back for extended child's pose. See if you can bring your elbows to the floor, bring your palms to touch in prayer, and then slide your hands back so your thumb's coming towards your neck or your spine. And then go ahead and release that down. Bring yourself back into tabletop. Swing your legs out in front of you. Staff pose. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Remember, it's not about how far you forward fold, it's about finding that length in your spine. So a practice that I like to do is called working breath. Every inhale, grow a little longer, and then every exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sink. Inhale, grow 1 inch longer. Exhale, sink another 1/2 inch. Do that for 5 more breaths. And then allow your hands to slide up your legs, grow tall. Let's bring our soles of our feet together in Baddha Konasana. You can place your hands under your ankles and draw your shoulders down. Try to grow that long spine again. Take your chest forward as you press your elbows into your knee. Go to where you can comfortably go, and then lower chin to chest. And bring your head up first, and then grow tall. Slide your knees together, and then we're going to go back onto our back. So maybe bringing that blanket back into that smaller rectangle for your head to rest on. Have a block handy if you want it for bridge. Actually, we're going to use a block, so bring it in for bridge. Have your knees bent, and then lift your pelvis up and bring the block either on low or medium. Some people call that mama bear, papa bear, and baby bear. So either baby bear or mama bear. And then see how it feels to send your right heel out to the edge of the mat. You can let your toes kind of externally rotate. We're stretching again that tight area of the psoas or the hip flexor. Take a couple more breaths on this side. And then go ahead and rebend that knee. We're going to slide the left heel out this time, so it's going towards the edge of the mat. This is my tighter side. I immediately feel like, but I'm going to sit with it and let it relax. And then draw that leg back in. You have an option to bring both legs out. And if all is lovely, reach both arms over your head. Three more patient breaths. And then rebend your knees. Pull that block out from underneath you. Give yourself a hug, rock from side to side. And then extend yourself out for Shavasana. Don't cheat yourself out of that. Take a good 3 to 5 minutes here just to relax. I'm going to allow you to just be there. I'm going to say peace out, but stay as long as you need to. Namaste.